Well, it is fitting that we end with some Yankees highlights because we are going to begin with a Yankee, an exclusive conversation with baseball legend Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod dominated the game for more than 2 decades. He hit 696 career home runs. That's a big number, by the way. Took home 3 MVP awards and won a World Series with the Yankees back in 2009. Now, Rodriguez is on a new mission, and only on CBS Mornings, he's revealing he was recently diagnosed with early-stage gum disease and has since partnered with the health products company OraPharma to help raise awareness. Now, according to the CDC, nearly half of American adults 30 and older have some form of gum disease, and it's even more common once you hit 65. So, A-Rod, good morning. Thank you for being here.
Great to be here.
Now, from where I'm sitting, and I'm not a professional, the smile looks good. It seems like it's working. So tell me, what is this gum disease thing?
Well, Tony, looks can be deceiving.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely, and I just recently went to see my dentist and not thinking anything about any gum disease. And the dentist tells me the news. And then I come to find out over 65 million Americans have this gum disease. So it's important for all the viewers watching, all Americans, all folks, go out there and take care of your teeth. And yeah.
So is it mean the gums are like receding or they're inflamed? And is this in any way tied to all the stuff baseball players put in their mouth? Gum, sunflower seeds, tobacco back in the day?
Well, that's a great question. And I don't know the exact technical because it's all recent to me. Prevalent in our black and brown communities, especially like my Latino communities all over the place. But you saw Tony Gwynn years ago pass, the great Tony Gwynn. One of my mentors passed because of a lot of tobacco use, from my understanding. So I'm not sure if it's tied to that. I never did tobacco. I did a lot of sunflower seeds. But anyways, viewers at home, is always better to be safe. Go see your local dentist.
I remember when that happened. I think we all remember when that happened when Tony Gwynn passed away. It was a loss way too soon at the age of 54, I believe it was. What was it like for someone who you looked up to come out and say tobacco use has caused me to have what we understood as mouth cancer and then passing away from it?
And you never tie it together, Nate, to think about just chewing tobacco leading to cancer, leading to death. And a guy like Tony, who's such an amazing guy, played hoops at San Diego State. Obviously, there's a great picture
You see him playing baseball and you see the baseball body. He was a great college basketball player. People forget that.
And a great defender, Gold Glover, and one of the great icons of baseball, one of my heroes.
I was going to ask you, speaking of baseball, let's talk about baseball right now. A lot of new rules in the game, changing things up, pitch clock, new shifts, bigger bases. Are you in support of these changes? Does it make the game a better game?
Yeah, I love the changes. And look, I think fans, you can't have it both ways. I think Rob Manfred and Tony Clark, commissioner and the head of the union, have done an incredible job. This has been one of the best years in baseball over the last decade, and I'll tell you why. When you look at World Baseball Classic, when Japan beat U.S., when Ohtani struck out Mike Trout, you had over 70 million people watching, most of those in Japan. Great for the sport. And then the rule change, cutting 30 minutes off the game. Even my daughters are saying, Dad, what's this rule change all about? That's good news when people are talking about baseball again.
How do you feel about the current crop of stars in the game? You mentioned Ohtani, we got Trout, Ronald Acuna Jr. I mean, the list is endless.
Tony, you're right. And look, you played baseball in college. I didn't know that before today.
Played with your former teammate, Mark Teixeira, in high school
and
as
Mark's
well.
a stud. Mark's a stud. Smart guy.
I was not. They used to walk him to face me. I was leaking confidence, did a lot to my ego.
By the way, we had that in common. I hit fourth, he hit third. They would sometimes walk him to face me. I love that. But look, I think I'm in love with the crop of baseball players we have today. I think they're better than ever before. What's exciting about what's nice, they're using more fun, bat flips. People are excited about baseball again. But this is the best crop of young players I've seen in a long time.
Well, talking about the Yankees, as we mentioned earlier, fans are itching for them to get back in the World Series. Is Aaron Boone the right man for the job?
I love Aaron Boone. I think Aaron is doing a fantastic job. Here's what Tony and I were talking a little bit offline. What's interesting about New York baseball has never happened before. They have the modern-day George Steinbrenner now in Steve Cohen, who he's got tremendous resources. He's doing a great job with the Mets, even though the Mets are off to a slow start.
Mets fans would not consider it to be a great job. They're barely 500, and they're spending like $500 million.
Give them time. You got to judge Steve Cohen's job. If you go to Citi Field, the job he's doing there, what he's doing in the community, he's activated that great Mets fan base. Now, the Yankees are always going to be the Yankees, but for the first time ever in over 100 years, they're not going to be the biggest spender in the Big Apple.
All right, let's talk parenting. You are a father who is about to send your oldest off to college. How are you feeling about that?
I'm crushed. I'm so excited, but then heartbroken. I mean, it goes by so fast. So all those parents out there.
Oh,
It was just last week, Nate, and I read her a long letter. I broke down crying like a little baby.
In front of her?
Yeah, I couldn't help it. I have two. Natasha's 18. I'll be dropping her off in August in Ann Arbor in Michigan. And boy, I'm going to be.
If you don't mind me asking, if you would indulge us, what were some of the things that you wrote in that letter that you wanted to say to your daughter? Because there's a lot of parents that are in your same position. I am.
Yeah, right now, actually.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
I'll tell you how I couldn't finish the letter because I started, breaking down. It was at my house. We had a bunch of my family over, and I basically said, I'm supposed to be your role model, and here you are at 18, and you're my role model.
Wow.
And just so proud of her, and she's going to go do theater. They only accepted 23 students in Michigan, 11 girls, 12 boys, and she was one of the young ladies that was picked.
How about that?
Business-wise, you're a lot of people's role model. And as we understand it, you and your business partner are one payment away from owning a majority stake in the Timberwolves in the NBA. You've got it on layaway right now, basically. What's that moment like?
It's going to be great. Tony, it's a dream come true. I think every athlete out there, and by the way, athletes have never been smarter, better, more talented. They don't want to just be great players. They want to be great business, philanthropists. They want to dress well. But I think for us, it's a dream come true. Mark, Lori, my partner, we own 40% today, and the next 60% will be done hopefully by year's end.
You have been a shining example of what athletes should aspire to do after they get done playing. Real quick, any advice for young guys, young women that are starting their careers that want to do something outside of the game that they play?
Yeah, I would just say for athletes, actors, anybody who's not in the business community, number one, dream big. Number two is all about execution. So if you like basketball, you pick Michael Jordan. If you like baseball, you pick Aaron Judge. Go find a Michael Jordan, Aaron Judge in the business community.
That's right.
Tie up with them and get a seat. You don't have to be driving the bus. Just get a nice seat on the bus.
I like that. Thank you for being an example and rewriting the blueprint of what it is to be.
And that smile still working.
Thank you,
That's
guys.
it. Take care of your team.
Good.
Alex
Still looking
Rodriguez,
good.
we appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.